Welcome back to Mobility Insider. I'm Morten Hannesbo. Today we're going to talk about this car. This is the MG4 XPower. So this is the full power version, 435 horsepower and four-wheel drive from the brand MG. MG is one of the most successful Chinese players in Europe, where the Chinese manufacturers in general have difficulty in penetrating the European market. MG has done very well. Last year, MG sold 232,000 cars in Europe. Our channel is not sponsored. All of the views and conclusions I make are based on me having worked in the automotive industry for 35 years. Let's talk a little bit about the brand MG. It is a British brand with a proud history, goes back to 1924. And they were famous for making nippy, small, lightweight sports cars, such as the MGA, the MGB, or the MGB GT. Very nice cars for their time. In 2005, MG went bankrupt, and they were hibernating for a couple of years until they were sold to the Chinese manufacturer Nanjing Automobile. After a couple of years, that company was then taken over by SAIC, and today SAIC is the owner of the brand MG. Now, SAIC is not just any Chinese manufacturer. It's one of the 4 state-owned car manufacturers in China. They produce about 5 million cars per year, and they possess the latest technologies, and particularly what concerns electric vehicles, they are leading. Let's go back to the MG4 XPower. What we have here is a compact car that is based on the Modular Scalable platform from SAIC. It has 435 horsepower, four-wheel drive. The battery has a net capacity of 61.7 kilowatt hours, and that gives you a WLTP range of 385 kilometers. In terms of where this car, where it's sitting in size, it's about the same size as the Volkswagen ID.3. Other competitors would be the Volvo EX30 or the Smart #1. By the way, those 2 cars are also produced in China. The price of the MG4 XPower is just 40,140 Swiss francs. That is a lot cheaper, about 9,000 Swiss francs less than a comparable Volkswagen ID.3. And the ID.3 does not have four-wheel drive and does not accelerate 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds like this one does. So the MG4 delivers on specifications, and the price is very competitive. The design is something very special too. It's a matter of taste if you like it or you don't, but I think it's quite special, and it does stand out. It's a little bit busy, and maybe for a European eye, a little bit too busy, especially if you're used to looking at a Volkswagen GTI or a Focus RS or something like that. This one will probably be on the busy side. I think the wheels are a little bit small. They are 18 inches, and probably they would look better on the car if they were a little bit bigger, 19 or 20. One thing that is a little bit disturbing to me is the spoiler that is almost over the top for me, but maybe I'm not the target customer for the car. Let me give you a few more facts about the car. First of all, the charging speed is reasonably fast. 140 kilowatt is okay. That will give you a charging time 10 to 80 in about 26 minutes. In terms of consumption, I had an average consumption so far of 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that gives you a daily usable range of at least 325 kilometers. The build quality is quite impressive on the car. You really see and feel that there's a lot of Volkswagen thinking in the car, because SAIC has worked closely with Volkswagen for many, many years. And when you look at all of the details and the finish and the quality, this is one notch above some of the competitors, and that is very impressive. The quality materials are absolutely okay, but if you choose an Audi or a BMW, that would be one level higher. But for the volume segment, the MG4 is absolutely okay. So when you buy an unknown brand like MG, some people will worry about the warranty and the repairs. I don't think you should in case of MG, because it's a state-owned manufacturer, large manufacturer in China. They will give you the warranty. And they have chosen partners in Europe, experienced, very large automotive retail and distribution partners, and they will make sure that the car can be repaired and the warranty cover is good. In the case of Switzerland, they tied up with Astara, a leading European retailer. Inside the vehicle, you have a very comfortable cabin. It is sporty in a comfortable way. It doesn't give you Recaro sport seats or anything like that, but it's sporty enough to accommodate fast driving. You have a nice fat steering wheel that's quite sporty. You've got two very good screens, a 12-inch screen in front of the driver. You have a very good screen that gives you the key information such as your trip data and the speed at which you're driving. And you can also change the layout of the screen to give you different pieces of information depending on what you want. The materials they have used inside the car are of a really good quality. It's not premium like an Audi or a BMW, for instance, but it's quite okay, and for a volume car, it's certainly up there with the other volume brands you find in the marketplace. Let's talk about the driving a little bit. This car has a lot of power, so when you accelerate, actually it will spin the wheels for just half a second or something, and then the electronics will kick in. It's a very fast car. If you go into a curve at high speed, it will roll just a little bit. So it's not a hot hatch as one would find a Golf GTI or a Focus RS that are really composed cars. This is a fast hatchback. You can surely improve the car if you would put on 19 or 20-inch low profile tires and probably tune the suspension. The base of the car is absolutely perfect, but what they have given you as standard equipment like the 18-inch tires and the suspension and the brakes is just a mixture of comfort in a very fast hatchback. So it's not the perfect combination for a hot hatch, so I wouldn't call it that. But I like the way the car drives. It installs a lot of confidence. It's very safe. Brakes are very good, even though they are quite aggressive, but you know, they brake really well. Some of the small issues I have is the air vents are very aggressive, and it's very difficult to adjust them precisely, but we're talking small issues in the car. One thing though, I would say for me, the letters on the screen are quite difficult to read because they're quite small. That could be better. If you tip in a navigation destination, you really have to look very carefully because the letters are really, really tiny. So that's not the best way. Overall, it's a good experience to drive the car. Quality feel is very good. It's safe, it's fast, and nothing to complain about really, but it is not a hot hatch. So who's going to buy this car? I think it will appeal to particularly younger drivers. And if you see some of them today, they may be driving a Subaru WRX or a Focus RS or a Golf GTI. At some point in time, these young and primarily male customers will be looking for an electric vehicle. And in a couple of years' time, the MG4 XPower will come down in price because there'll be some used cars available. And I think that the young male customers will be looking at a car like this, and then they can tune it to meet the demands they have for their fast hatchback. So when you look at the entire package you get with the MG4 XPower, you have really a lot of power, more than you need, 435 horsepower. You have four-wheel drive, so you'll be able to drive in mud and snow quite easily. You have very fast acceleration, 3.9 seconds. You have a decent range, 325 to 350 kilometers. You have a good sized battery, 61.7 kilowatt hours. That is absolutely adequate. And the benefit is that it is fairly light, so the car feels nippy. You have high quality inside, you have high build quality of the vehicle, so there's not a lot that you can complain about. Maybe the design is not to everyone's taste, but the overall package of the MG4 XPower is quite convincing. So what is my final verdict for the MG4 XPower? I've decided to give the car 3.5 out of 4 stars because it really does deliver on all the parameters, and in particular the price of the vehicle is very, very competitive. Thank you for watching Mobility Insider. I hope you liked the video. Give us a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you know someone who might benefit from seeing this video, please share the video with them. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.